Let's talk about how cooked the Aussie housing market is. Let's talk about the Aussie housing market. Canada's cooked, New Zealand's cooked, and Australia, we're just turning up the gas. Well, electricity, because they're banning gas. Canada and NZ were the test dummies, the warning shots and the headlines your government didn't want you to read. Both countries ran the same experiment that Australia's still running. Mass migration, credit-fueled mania, and zero productivity. But they're just 18 months ahead of us. Canada built a housing market on immigration, debt, and fake scarcity. When interest rates rose, it collapsed like a fucking wet tent. House prices fell over 20% and foreign ownership got banned, but the damage was already done. And even now, even with the rate cuts, the market's not bouncing. Why? Because Canadians are over-leveraged, underpaid, and sick of being treated like tenants in their own country. How does that compare? Well, New Zealand tried the same playbook, different accent. They banned foreign buyers back in 2018, but it didn't matter because prices soared during COVID, peaked in 21, and now they've tanked over 20% as well. Kiwis got burned and they don't want back in. Rents are unaffordable, builders are vanishing, and confidence is fucking gone. Finished. Now let's compare that to Australia. We've watched both countries' housing markets collapse and decided to do absolutely nothing. We've done worse than nothing. We doubled down. We imported over 1.5 million people in 2 years, told them there's a skill shortage, and then sat back while house prices continued to climb again. Not because anyone could afford them, but because we're running the great Australian Ponzi scheme. Immigration props up GDP, fuels housing demand, and keeps investors dreaming and politicians lying. Meanwhile, productivity is down in construction about 9%. Tradies are leaving. Builders are going bankrupt and somehow prices are still going up. Fucking work that out. This isn't a market, it's a mirage, and every policy we've created is designed to delay the inevitable crash. We keep kicking the can down the road, folks. Canada and New Zealand show us what's next. A market correction masked by migration, a building industry crushed by bureaucracy, and a public slowly realising the country they grew up in is being sold back to them piece by overpriced fucking piece. Australia's housing market will break, not because it wants to, but because it fucking has to. Debt has a ceiling, confidence has a limit, and no amount of population growth can fix what bad policy built. You can't solve a broken housing system by importing more people into it. You can't fix productivity by throwing more warm bodies at a job site. And you sure as hell can't build a future on the back of your own working class, then tell them to rent forever. So brace yourself, Australia, because when the correction comes, and it will, it won't look like a pop, it'll look like a fucking quiet collapse. And the people who caused it, they'll be the ones holding the golden visas, offshore accounts, and a seat in Parliament. Australia isn't immune. We are just next in line. Canada and New Zealand were the canaries in the coal mine. Australia, you're next. Be careful what you invest in. Think smart. And this is not financial advice. If you're going to buy into property, for fuck's sake, stay away from potential builder collapses and stay off buying off the plan. You need to be ready for what's about to unfold here. They will not be able to drop interest rates fast enough to keep up with the collapsing unemployment numbers. By all conceivable metrics, the Australian housing market is completely cooked. Just like New Zealand and Canada, we are just a little further down the track and waiting for our bubble to burst. What do you reckon? Do you think we're in for a collapse? Is that are we going to see a 20% pullback? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Really appreciate your support. Stay tuned for more.